Hi, good morning. It's Tanny the Canadian Stamper. Welcome to Saturday Morning Crafting. It's October 18th. We're getting through the fall season and today I've made up the name. I don't actually know what the name is of it. Maybe somebody else does. It's a triple diamond fun fold. Sounds good, right? Sounds appropriate. So that's the sample, and then we're gonna do it up with fall today using the beautiful pumpkins. I have a new class to share with you. I've got some of the projects ready, so I'm going to go over that first and then I'll do it again at the end so that you don't miss that. I'm going to put the registration link for the new class in the comments here in a moment, and I'm going to show you how to layer your stamps, your two-step stamping, and some color palettes and fun. All right, let's do it. Let's get into our crafting. All right, so beautiful pumpkins, that's what we are using today. Good morning, everybody. I see you jumping on. This is our sample. So this is from last year. So it folds out like this. And then it sits like that. So it's a step, maybe a diamond step fun fold. Something like that. So this is a different suite from last year. So this year we're going to use the beautiful pumpkins for that. All right, so let's talk about this class that I've got coming up with Peaceful Gardens. I know some of you are in love with the Peaceful Gardens like I am, and so I'm just putting the registration link in the comments. So it's $35. You're going to get half a package of the designer series paper cut in 6x6, and just flipping through. This suite has been out for a little while. These aren't really flipping very good. There we go. And you're also going to get a quarter pack of this one's probably my favorite, a quarter package of the glimmer paper. So Stampin' Up! Glimmer paper, it doesn't come off. It's quite thick. You can die cut with it. And so these are the 3 colors. So you get these as well. Plus you get a pack of the Hues of Blues flowers embellishments. So you get all of that product. And then you get 6 fun folds. It's a fun fold class. So here's 2 of them. I do have the third one, but I just haven't made the video yet. So I want to make that video, and then I'll post what the 3 projects will look like. So here's this one. So this is an accordion pocket fun fold. I'm gonna zoom in here in a minute. So it opens like this, and then it's got a little pocket fun fold. And then this one folds up into the envelope like this, and then goes like this, and it sits like that. I have no idea what this one is called. So that's the second one. And then the third one is also a fun fold. So you get 6, 2 each of the 3 designs, plus the paper, plus the glimmer paper, plus the embellishments, all packaged up for $35. So that's the class. This is available until the end of October. The kits will go out on the 5th of November. So that's available. I just put the link in the comments for you if you'd like to see what that's about. Just zooming in. All right, so let's get to today's project. We're going to use this color palette, which is Peach Pie and Pumpkin Pie. We're pieing it up. So here's our sample again. Good morning, Pam, Jan, Wendy, Terry. I see you all jumping on. Good morning. Okay, so that's that. Now let's go over our supplies. So everything will be in the newsletter for tomorrow, of course. And then if you're having trouble getting my newsletter, it will be posted on social media. So be sure to follow the Canadian Stamper so you get notified. What is the purpose of this? This is to show you how I practiced before I got to the color palette that I wanted. So I used I actually started with all 4 of these. So I highly recommend, if you have two-step stamping, which I'm going to show you in a moment, just get out a whole bunch of colors, whatever you have, that complement one another, and play around with first generation and second generation, and then figure out which colors you like best. So this one wasn't too bad, but these are the 2 that I landed with, which are peach pie and pumpkin pie. Okay, so we are going to do some more stamping, so I'm going to show you how to do the two-step stamping. So we'll put those there. And then we've got our base, which looks like this. And I have already folded so that we have our base. Now, if you're going to do a darker colored card base, this is Old Olive, you do want to add a piece to the back so you can do your sentiment. This is very vanilla, so I can save some cardstock. I don't need to put that on the back. So that's that. Then we have our 3 pieces of designer series paper that will go into the layers. Then we have our diamonds. So this one's a 3x3. How big is this one? This is looks to be 2 3/4 maybe by 2 3/4. Then this last one is 2.5 by 2.5, the 3 squares. Now, if you would like what I did for this one is I added stamping. This one that we're making today, just gonna go with the designer series paper and let it do the work for me. And then on our last diamond here is gonna be our focal point, which we're gonna add a couple of pumpkins. And then what I think I love the most about this beautiful pumpkins bundle are these pieces. I got the new glimmer paper, not glimmer paper, shoot, what's it called? Foil paper. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a copper. I love it. It's really pretty. I love those little bits. And then we've got our sentiment that will go somewhere. So let's do, pardon me, let's do our stamping first and our die cutting, and then we're going to put it all together. So photopolymer stamp is what we have for our pumpkins. So I have mounted, this is 2-step stamping. So if you have, so how do you know if you have 2 steps? If you bought a stamp set that's 2-step stamping, you've got duplicate images. One will be a darker, and then one will be more of like a top layer. So that's your 2-step stamping. You could use them independently, depending on your ink color. So the thing to keep in mind with 2-step stamping is typically you need to have a darker color and a lighter color. And besides what you might think, the lighter color needs to go on the bottom and the darker color needs to go on top. So if we're looking at our stamps, you can see clearly that this is the base, like the more solid stamp, and then this one has some more texture, I guess, in the stamp, and that's how we know it's the top. So the top is dark, the bottom is light. And the reason being is that we want the top shade to pop out a bit more. And we don't want the base to take over everything. So for example, this is when I have too dark of a bottom, and then see, you can't see the top as well. So this one, light bottom and then dark on the top. So play around with it to get the colors that you want. All right, so we're going to stamp the small one because I do have a large pumpkin ready to go already. So let's go with our light base. So pumpkin pie is our light. So we're just gonna pick up that. We're gonna do a couple of them so you can see. That one and that one. So far so good. Now we have our top layer and we're gonna have pumpkin pie. Now, lining these up, what can I tell you about this? So see how this notch where your peduncle is gonna go? I pick a space on the stamp and marry it up with wherever that is on the top. And that's how I kind of line up the stamps. You will only ever have two-step stamping in photopolymer because you have to be able to see through the stamp to do your two-step stamping. I totally nailed that. Yay me. Okay, let's do it again. So lining up peduncle and then left to right, kind of eyeballing it. Truth be told, I did way better with this. Look at that, it's the same colors. I kind of like it when it's a bit not dry, you know, this one's dry. This one I didn't stamp quite right, but don't worry, just trim around the white piece. Okay, that's two-step stamping. Good morning, everybody. All right, so let's do our die cutting and then we will assemble. I'm just gonna cut this a bit. And we're gonna use the small die and our mini die cut machine. All right, so we have our 2 plates, 1 and 2. And we're gonna line up our die here. And do I have a Post-it? I've got a little bit of washi tape. Somebody left this washi tape at my house, by the way. Kathleen, I think it might have been you. I think this is somebody recognized this. I did message about it, but nobody claimed it, so it's just sitting here. So thank you, whoever left it, but it's available if you'd like it back. Okay, so we've got our sandwich. We'll run this through. Nailed it. Beautiful. I am gonna do one more because we can put this in a little baggie and save it even if we don't use it today. Okay, so line it up best that you can. We'll do it one more time. It almost appears as though I'm not using the same colors. I promise I am though. Look at that, looks a bit different, doesn't it? All right, so let's get our glue and start putting all this together, which is the funnest part to me, is it's the decorating, like once you have all your pieces together. So this designer series paper goes with the suite. Come on. Really? One moment, please. There we go. All right, so there we go. What's going on today for everybody? Lance is out for a walk. Zachary went to work at 6:30 this morning. Poor kid. And they're busy doing grad stuff. So Zach's in grade 12 and they have a lot of fun grad things happening. Do you remember any of your graduation activities? It's so fun. I was telling Zach and his friends, of course, you want to make time for all of them, even if you think they're maybe not going to be fun or maybe a bit silly, you're never going to get the opportunity again. So take advantage and soak it all in, you know? Grade 12, good grief. Seems like a million years ago, doesn't it? Okay, there we are so far. Now, we're gonna glue these. Actually, let's do dimensionals. Okay, actually, before I do this, what are your thoughts? Do you think, because I was struggling with this morning, so if we are going, do you think this designer series paper, this side, or this side? I was kind of thinking that the plaid might kind of bring out some more color. Okay, so this one is option 1, and then we're gonna have our pumpkins. Or what do you think? Option number 2 is to have this. What do you think? 1 or 2? I will wait a moment while I add dimensionals to the back. Just wait for Facebook to catch up and tell you how we do this. When you're putting these on your base, you don't want glue up here, so just be mindful of that. You could push this all the way down. See how the point is all the way down to the bottom? It's a good opportunity to anchor the piece, all 3 levels, to anchor them. So that's that. You could bring it up if you wish. I think it would still fit in the envelope. Where's an envelope? Let's just see. If we have the point all the way down. Oh yeah, yep, you need it. You need to put the point, whoops, all the way down, or else it's not gonna fit in your envelope. So don't go above. I'm glad I checked. Option 1, Pam says. Plaid, Wendy says. All right, plaid it is, folks. So we'll add some dimensionals to get us going. I might do one more here. I'm eyeballing it. So the other crafting opportunities that we have, Craft and Chat for November is full. So December 1st will be the next one, and stay tuned for some extra Christmas gifts that will be included because Christmas, and why not? And the Craft and Chat to Go is also an option for you. So on November 1st, during the live, I will show you all of the Craft and Chat projects, and you can choose 5 of them and have them mailed to you so that you can participate. And then I do have 2 other classes planned for November. One is a stamp a stack, where you're going to make 20 cards, and it is a potluck. And the other one is 3D, kind of like a home decor type of a deal. All right, so we're going to glue this one down, but see how much less room that we have for adhesive. So you could pop this one up as well. I just want it to be a little more secure. So I'm just gonna hold my finger here, and then I know my glue is gonna be down here. And so I am eyeballing it up here as well, like to make sure that it's in the space, you know? Oh, Marie, you said 2. Sorry, friend. I hope I did that right. I hope I said this was 1 and the other was 2. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. All right, so let's decorate this front piece and get out all of our bits. So this is the funnest part for me. So here's a little something that I thought of when doing these die cuts. So in the dies, you've got a solid image, and then you have a more textured one. And so typically I have just been using the textured one, because if you're stamping, because there's a stamp for the peduncle, and then die cut it out. And then this one I have been using if I'm too lazy to stamp and don't want to use that. But I thought, wait a minute, why don't I just layer those? Hello, good idea. So that's what we're doing. And then I cut a couple of different options as far as one. How can I show this to you? You get what I mean. And then this one. which I think I kind of like this one better. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm using my silicone mat just to help with the gluey mess. Where's my other piece? Here it is. So we're gonna glue these down. All right. So they do have slots in them, but like if you just a little dabble do ya and it won't ooze through, you'll be fine. So we'll just let that dry. And what else can I tell you about? There's also the incredible join special, $48, or I think the other one was $135. I was invited to participate in a Stampin' Up! Event, and I was asked to speak briefly, whoops, and they gave some statistics on how many people have joined just in the first 15 days, and incredibly, I don't have my post-it, it was over 6,700 people worldwide who have grabbed the join special, which is awesome. Awesome. So there's that. Now on this little peduncle, or on this little pumpkin, we're just gonna go with our copper piece because I didn't die cut all of the little things. So you can see the difference there. I think, which one do you like better? Do you have a preference? I kind of like it both ways. Let's see when I get this one on. There's the 3 different options actually. Perfectly. You can see it. I don't need to bring it up to the screen. All right, and let's do our large one and we'll get them on. Beautiful. So I am gonna add some of these leaves. I personally think that these leaves excite me the most. I think I mentioned that a moment ago. Excite me the most about this set because they're beautiful to just cut in. I've cut them in gold, in copper, and now this other, it might be like an earth tone something or other, foil, and it really just adds a really pretty element of detail. I like it. All right, let's stamp our sentiment. Whoops. All right, so I have this one. It's so grateful to have a friend like you. And reuse pumpkin pie. So this is a banner piece from the Stylish Shapes dies. And it fits so tight. It's very, very, I gotta get my head right over it. It's probably a bit too tight, but that's what we're going with. That's what you're going with. All right, so on our main piece, which is gonna go, let's do it on the card, like so. Let's glue this down actually, so that we know for sure. So the tip right down to the bottom. And then with the Tombow, you can move it around to get it where you want it. So I'm lining up here. I'm thinking about here. I'm hoping I didn't ooze glue back there. Well, looks pretty good if it popped up already. Yep. All right. So I kind of want this to be sitting down. There we go. All right, so let's do some ribbon. This is our Irregular weave, and this is gonna go in the background. Whoops. I'm kind of freewheeling here. I don't actually know that I'm gonna keep this on here, but let's see. Let's see. So to ensure this is going to stay down, we're going to use tear and tape. If we like it, I want this to be folded down. What do we think? So to stay in the envelope, because we tested it, we don't want to go past here. It would look kind of funny if we did actually. And so we got a lot to go on this front panel, including our sentiment and some extra bits. So we're going to do it dry. I love it. It's cute. Do you like it? I'm going to go this, like this one. And then this, will you tuck under there? Yeah, like a whole bunch of pumpkins. Lance and I were talking last night because Carnival is happening out at Gailey Farms. Oh yeah, I like that better, hey? And then we'll fill in kind of this space with some of our bits here. These big guys. The big uns. So Carnival out at Gailey Farms. And we're kind of thinking, well, maybe Zach is officially kind of too old. Like they have a grad thing going on next Thursday at Carnival. So he said, I guess we're not going. And I said, why can't we go? Just you and me, Lance. And to go get our pumpkins and whatnot. We need Christy. Christy, if you're around, we need some Christy energy to bring life into the season. Okay, so that's that. Let's add a little bit more. Do you guys do any, what kind of Halloween activities do you do? Not trick-or-treaters, but what kind of activities do you do? Do you go out to the farm? Do you carve pumpkins? Like what do you enjoy doing? I have some friends coming over on the weekend, and we're going to be making the haunted house. Don't worry about this. Does it bother you too? Don't worry, I'm gonna tuck. I'm gonna tuck later once we have something to tuck it. It's too much. It's gotta be tucked. So friends coming over to do, or to make, I should say, the Halloween haunted mansion, haunted house, not sure what it's called. So we're gonna make a whole bunch of scary houses. That was part of what's in all those boxes. If you saw my post yesterday with all those boxes, and Willow being interested in checking out what's going on. So the kit sale that was for Stampin' Up, that's, I'll show you. I will put out what kits I got because I do have some extras if somebody needs them. I just think these pumpkins are so cute. I think I might use a mini dimensional. You see how I'm building this up, right? I don't need to explain. I'm hesitating because I don't know that I'm gonna get success with sticking a dimensional under this pumpkin with the ribbon. So I think we're just gonna glue it and let it hang. Just hold that. So our sentiment is gonna go here. I do need one more pumpkin in here. What, oh, Christine, you go heading out for dinner that night. Oh, interesting. That's good. What about pumpkins though? Do you do any pumpkins? I gotta get out the Halloween decorations this year. I'm not giving up, even though my kid's 17. I still love the little kids. They come to the house. Ever since the new development and whatnot, there's not as many kids, but man, they are adorable. And sometimes the little kids, you open the door and they say trick or treat, but sometimes they're so little and then they just come right in your house and they just want to check stuff out because you have the candy inside the house. So sometimes they want to come in and get in in the bin and get the candy. It's adorable. A couple of years ago, there was one kid that came around. It was during COVID because my mom and I sat outside. And this young kid had like all of these kind of cardboardy pieces. And I wasn't quite sure what his character was. And then he crouched down on his hands and knees. And he folded himself up. And he was a transformer. And he folded into Bumblebee. It was the greatest costume. Super cool. All right, you see where I'm hesitating here? I'm going to add all of our bits. All right, so I got to be a little bit clever with how I'm putting this piece on. Don't be afraid to cut this. So I've got one dimensional here, some glue here. And then I am not gluing up here because these pieces are going to come apart, you know? You know what I mean? Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so it's so cool. Do you love it? Maybe give me a thumbs up if you love it, because I'm here excited on my own. I do feel like I need to add some stuff back here to keep up with our theme. Oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. This is a super cute card. Okay, I think I'm gonna add, okay, let me do it this way. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I feel like this is an opportunity to get kind of like crazy with like bejeweling something, you know. You're gonna add too much to the front, but it's good, right? Do you like it? Tell me you like it. And let's add, I feel like we could even put some more pumpkins back here, but I'm not gonna do that with you right now. But you know, you got options. Just a little bit poking out, that's what's happening here. Whoops. And then maybe one of these big ones, like that. Great colors. So this foil paper I will link as well as the bundle, and then all the measurements and everything will go in the newsletter tomorrow or posted online if it's not getting to you. I'm told that I maybe put too many graphics in, and so maybe that's why it's not getting to people's inboxes. But I do not want to give up on my graphics because I'm just gonna keep going. Because the graphics is what makes the newsletter pretty, I think. We'll see. All right, so this is an opportunity to add Wink of Stella as well. Our glitter pen. And then you're gently going to add some shimmer. You might be wondering why, if you have a glitter pen, why there's so much of this. So this, when you use your Wink of Stella, we used to have something called Shimmer Effects, which is like a, I don't have it in my bin here, but it's like a shimmery, within a tube. And so when you're finished with your Wink of Stella, like it's empty, what I did was I untwisted the barrel, and then all of your glitter is normally in here. I added a few drops of the enamel shimmer effect paste, and then a couple drops of water, and shook it up, and now I have a whole new glitter pen. Tricky, hey? I think I did a reel on that. Maybe I'll find it and post it in case you want to do that. A regular glitter pen is about $11, but don't throw them away because you can make your own shimmer. When I put the water in it, it just was pretty wet, and I have had the heartbreak of squeezing my regular Wink of Stella while doing it over the project, and then it blobs out, and then you can't come back from that. So I do it on my hand. So the regular Wink of Stella is this one. Looks oddly the same, doesn't it? But this one, when you squeeze, all of the goodies are up in here. You can hear the thing. And then when you squeeze, it goes down into this barrel and then comes out into here. But it's the same as what I just did. So I think you get the idea. I hope that was helpful. All right, so there's our very fall-esque project for today. So stay tuned for all of the measurements and everything in our newsletter. Let me show you the Peaceful Garden class one more time. So it's $35. You get 6 projects, 6 fun folds. You get half a package of the designer series paper, which is here, cut at 6 by 6. Then you get a quarter package of the glimmer paper that goes with the suite. And then your fun folds, this is one of them. It folds into the envelope like so. So it goes in the envelope like that. So you get 2 of those. You get 2 of these, which is an accordion pocket fun fold. And then the third one, which I have in pieces, but I haven't made the video yet, will be another fun fold, and it kind of stands up. Yeah. So the link for this class, available until the end of October for $35, is in the description, like in the comments. The kits will go out November 5th, just because I have to wait for some of this product to come back in stock, and then I'll get the kits on up. Oh, sorry, you also get a package of the gems, these blue hue gems that we're using. So quite a bit of product and value. So if you're interested in that, and thank you so much for hanging out with me on Saturday morning. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will stay tuned. Yes, Deirdre, the measurements and everything will be in the newsletter for tomorrow. So I'll message you if you want to add yourself to the newsletter. And or it'll be shared on social media tomorrow as well. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Bye for now.